If you go ahead when I'm reading, when I'm sharing, just read that article one more time. Just run through it.
This is from Lex 18, Casey County Middle School racial incident. Victim sister speaks out. Casey County, Kentucky. An incident at the Casey County Middle School that hit social media last week shows an African American student put in a chokehold by another student. The incident led to charges being filed. The victim's family is speaking out after the racial incident at Casey County Middle led to charges of strangulation and assault in the 4th degree. When the victim's sister, Dontasia Sutherland, heard the news, she was shocked. I was absolutely disgusted because how are you going to let something like that go on? Asked Sutherland. Following the incident, she says her brother didn't have much to say. In a follow-up with Liberty Police Department, Chief Stephen Garrett shared that no additional charges have been brought forth at this time. The student resource officer is still getting statements and going through the video. Sutherland says she experienced her own racism at Casey County schools, much like the incident with her brother. It's been multiple times where it's been racist and I've been attacked and been told that it's fine, just don't do it again. Just give them like a pat on the back and don't do it again. Sutherland says she attended Casey County schools beginning in the 3rd grade. She remembers racial slurs being used often was not uncommon. The sibling's father passed away shortly before the incident. Racism at the school was something they discussed briefly before his death. Her brother once shared his friends jokingly calling him the N-word, and Dad said that's not a joke. After that, Sutherland says she talked to her parents about her experience while attending Casey County. Lex 18 reached back out to Casey County schools to see if there'd be more disciplinary action taken. Superintendent Barry Lee shared no further information can be released due to all parties involved in juveniles. The focus now is an effort to continue reinforcing the core values and school-wide expectations for students to be respectful, show integrity, have a safe learning environment, and excel in every aspect of being a successful student. Casey County's court-designated workers were also not able to share the juveniles' information. Dontasia Sutherland wants to spread awareness. We all deserve to be treated the same. No one should be able to get more than the other person. No one should be able to get treated just because of the skin, color of the skin, than the other person, and it's just something that shouldn't be done. Sutherland shared that her mother is taking legal action after this incident. Now she believes that her mom and brother are considering having him change school districts.
That's the end of it.
Come, sir.
All right, Most High in Christ. So yeah, basically that was the article about the sister of the brother that got choked. They got choked in the bathroom. He got called nigga, all type of stuff like that. And she, just like everybody else that's good Christians, they feel like, you know, it's a post-racial era. This stuff shouldn't be happening and stuff like that. But what we about to break down to you, you can go watch the first part of the class that we did. The stream had messed up. We had to make another one. But we read another article about in 2015 where a brother and his family experienced racism. You feel me? In that same county. So yeah, if you could drop that, and let's go to Colossians 1 and 26.
Come. The book of Colossians chapter 1 verse 26. Even the mystery which hath been hid from the ages and from generations.
Right, now the mystery is the Bible. You feel me? The Bible, the mystery about the Bible is the simple fact that God loves everybody and it's about everybody. You feel me? That's the mystery. The mystery is, what is the Bible about? What is it for? What is the purpose of it? And the mysteries of it been hidden because of the people of the Bible been hidden. The people of the Bible is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We've been hidden. So the mysteries, you feel me, of the Bible, who Christ died for, all that stuff have been hidden.
But now it's made manifest to his saints.
Right, and the saints are Israelites that repented. And all the brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K are Israelites that repented, man. And we are definitely the saints. You feel me? We the saints that has been made manifest to. Go ahead.
Verse 27. To whom God will make known what is the riches of the glory of this mystery among the Gentiles.
Right, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna show them, you feel me? We're gonna show them the mystery. And the mystery is that they have been mistreating blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians because we the children of God. Now the people that's higher up, they understand that. The people that's higher up, way up in society, they know that. But the average white person, like the ones that was choking this brother in the bathroom, the one that was leaving the notes on the porch, calling them niggas, spray painting their car KKK, they don't even know why they doing it. They think they doing it because of the color of our skin or because we were slaves. But it wasn't. You feel me? Deep down, it's because of we are the Israelites of the Bible. And all the nations always hated us, man. You feel me? They always hated us. And you know why? Because God chose us. You feel me? And that's one of the mysteries of the Bible. Because everybody think everybody can be saved. You can join any religion, man. It's all types of people in there. All different nations is in there, man. But that's not the truth. The truth was hidden, man. The truth has been hidden and has been made manifest to the saints, which are in the I.S.U.P.K under command of GEN.YAHANNA, man. And we come out to tell our people, man, that it's not a post-racial era, man. It'll never be. You feel me? A group of people don't got nothing without racism. And racism is not what they've been doing. Racism is just loving your people first. You feel me? It ain't nothing wrong with that, man. That's all through the Bible. That's all we ever done, man. They beat us into submission and turned us into what we don't even like each other. We choose them over us. You feel me? We see another black man, we frown on our face. A sister see another black woman, she turn her nose up. Sister see a white girl, she smiling, hee hee ha ha. Black dude see a white guy, hee hee ha ha. You feel me? And because they beat us into submission, man. And that's what we coming out to tell our people, man. It's not a post-racial era, and it never will be, because racism is in the Bible, man. But yeah, you could drop that and go to Psalms 84 and 10.
The book of Psalms, chapter 84, verse 10. For a day in thy courts is better than 1,000. I had rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than to dwell in the tents of wickedness.
Right, and that's what King David said. He said, I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of God, man, than dwell in a tent of wickedness. But the Christian pastors, that's not them. You feel me? They would rather dwell in the tents of wickedness, man. They the ones going out pushing y'all, telling y'all it's a post-racial era. Martin Luther King the one had that million-man march for justice and civil rights, when all them millions of people should have been trying to build up and separate and keep their money to themselves, and this place would have went bankrupt. You feel me? You see what happened, what they did with the bus boycotts? You feel me? They changed a lot with that, because it's about the money. You feel me? That's all it's about, the money, man. And if we take our money away from them, you feel me? You will get what you want. But we ain't going to do that, because we'd rather dwell in a tent of wickedness. Read that again from the top.
The book of Psalms, chapter 84, verse 10. For a day in thy courts is better than 1,000.
Right, and that's something I like better than a day just being in the Lord's mercy. It's better than 1,000 years of being in wickedness.
I had rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God.
Right, so he's saying I would rather be the lowest of the lowest man in the kingdom of heaven
than to dwell in the tents of wickedness.
Than be high up in this society, which is America. That's basically what he's saying. You feel me? I'd rather strive and fight, for the laws, to keep the laws and commandments, man, than seek out to be somebody in this place. You see what happened to Will Smith? Look what happened to him. He'd rather dwell in the tent of wickedness. Now look at him. He's being embarrassed. He going all the way over there to East India for help. But he ain't want to come to the niggas. Man, look. That's what I don't understand about people. Like, how do you want to always go to another nation to fix yourself? They don't know nothing about you and what you've been through. You feel me? They don't want to come holler at us. They look at us like we crazy. They see us on the corner and they look at us like we insane. But you will go to a child molester in the Catholic confessional for help. You will go all the way to East India, you feel me, with the snake eaters. You feel me? You'll go all the way over there with the snake eaters for help. When instead you're supposed to be looking for the saints, man. The Israelites, I.S.U.P.K and Commander GEN.YAHANNA, man. That's why we go out on every street corner, man. Because we would rather be, you feel me, doorkeepers in the house of the Most High, man, than dwell in wickedness.
Verse 11. For the Lord God is a sun and a shield. The Lord will give grace and whole glory.
Right, hold on, wait. It say he's a grace and a shield. He's protection, you feel me? And grace because he have mercy. The Most High have mercy, man. He will have mercy on you, man. You feel me? You fall down, get back up, man. Don't go all the way into evilness and wickedness. You fall down, get back up, man, and fight. Get back up and fight, man. The Lord is a man of war. And when you hear that the Lord is a man of war, you instantly think of a sword or a gun. You feel me? It don't never cross your mind that maybe it's all that stuff going on in your head. That you don't want to, you don't want to fight it. You just want to let it take over and just do it. You just instantly think of a sword and a gun. You feel me?
No good thing will he withhold from them that walk uprightly.
Right, man. You're going to be blessed, man. You walking uprightly, man, which is, man, keeping the laws and commandments, man. Loving your people first. That's another thing. You feel me? Black people got to love each other first, man. Y'all just too quick to love these other nations, man. Because they give you a little paycheck or whatever. You feel me? What the guy say in the article? He helped me with gas. He said, I've been found good white people. They helped me with my gas. You feel me? They help me put gas. They help put gas in your car. That's all it take. That's all it take for you to forget 400 years of slavery, oppression, the war on drugs. Is them to help one white person to put gas in your car. You ain't walking uprightly, man. You got some demons on you that you is not fighting, man.
Verse 12. O Lord of hosts, blessed is the man that trusteth in thee.
Bless it, man. I know that's right. You feel me? Blessed is the man that trusts in the Lord. You feel me? Blessed is the man that trusts in the Most High, man. And that is keeping the laws and commandments, walking uprightly, man. Choosing your people first. Choosing your people first. That's what we got to do, man. Yeah, you can drop that and go to Acts 13:1. Because it's just like, we don't want to call a spade a spade. These people are racist, man. But if we love our people first, then they call us a hate group. We prefer blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We a hate group. But these people can leave KKK letters. They could choke the boy up in the bathroom. They talking about something, they got to go over the tape. He choked the little boy in the bathroom, said all type of racist stuff. And they say, yeah, we still going over the tape. You know why? Because they love their people first. That's racism. Instead of locking him, you know what they would have did if that was my son? Man, the police probably would have slammed him. It would have been viral videos of him getting slammed on the ground. You feel me? Thrown in the back of the police car. But because they choose their people first, look what happened. They just going over the tape to see what's the real deal. That's crazy.
The book of Acts chapter 13 verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers.
Right, prophets and teachers. Because that's what we always been. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We all, you ain't never heard about how they always say, well, it was a book. I ain't gonna lie, it was a book where they always, like, they wanted to hear, like, stories and stuff from slaves and stuff like that. They always want to hear them, like, tell stories and stuff like that. Or you could talk about today, like, comedians and, you know, we always was good at telling a good story. You feel me? Or teaching about anything. We always been good at that. Like, that ain't nothing new when you see, like, what's going on with these comedians today. You feel me?
As Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger.
Right, that was called Niger. Now, Niger is a word that means black. You feel me? And that word translates into nigger if you use a Southern European accent. You feel me? So we always been called nigger. You feel me? But what that young lady she didn't understand that. She said you shouldn't be getting treated differently by the color of your skin. When yes, you should, because it's a certain group of people that's hated and that's loved by the Most High. But what we trying to do is join us all together, because we think it's a post-racial era, but it's not. So yeah, the prophets was even called nigga. Back the prophets and the teachers, it's called nigga. Wasn't even a big deal. Wasn't a big deal. It became a big deal because how the so-called white man used the word nigga. You feel me? It became derogatory. That's why we done flipped it, and we do it now, and it's back like how it used to be. Hey, what's up, nigga? What you all? Hey, my nigga. Ooh, ooh. We done flipped it back. But the so-called white man, he used it as a derogatory term to degrade us and to make us feel like we do nothing. You feel me? Nothing but a slave. When we was the prophets and the teachers. We was the ones. The prophets and the teachers, man. The ones with all the wisdom and the knowledge. The Queen of Sheba came and gave all her gold and silver, man, because Solomon was so wise and smart, she ain't never seen it before. You feel me? We're going to get into Solomon in a minute. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. But yeah, we drop that. Go to Exodus 4 and 1.
The book of Exodus, chapter 4, verse 1. And Moses answered and said, but behold, they will not believe me.
Right, and this is another prophet and teacher, Moses. You feel me? And he's talking about knuckleheaded black folks, Hispanic folks that don't never want to listen. I always think they know everything.
Nor hearken unto my voice, for they will say the Lord hath not appeared unto thee. Right,
so they, just like now, they wanted to see God. You feel me? They wanted him to talk to them. Just like now today. Not my God, not my Jesus. That ain't my Jesus. That ain't my God. God wouldn't, Jesus wouldn't want me doing that. Like, it just ain't nothing new under the sun.
Verse 2. And the Lord said unto him, what is that in thine hand? And he said, a rod. And he said, cast it on the ground. And he cast it on the ground, and it became a serpent, and Moses fled before it.
Mm-hmm. So that's just the Most High flexing his muscles. Like, man, you tripping. You feel me?
Verse 4. And the Lord said unto Moses, put forth thine hand, and take it by the tail. And he put forth his hand and caught it, and it became a rod in his hand.
Right, because Moses had faith. He had faith that the Most High, what he was telling him, well, he's the angel he was talking to, but I'm just saying that the Most High, you feel me, that he grabbed that tail of that snake, is going to turn right back into the rod that was in his hand, just having faith, you feel me, in the Most High.
Verse 6, Slakia, verse 5, that they may believe that the Lord God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob.
Don't that sound a little racist, though? They don't say the God of everybody. They say he the God of Abraham. These were men. And they was from a direct lineage, too. Granddaddy, daddy, son. You hear me? 3 men. That's just like you, your son, and his son. That's real, racist to me. That's real racist to me if you came and said, look, God is only the father of me and my sons and my daughters. I'm the granddaddy, he the son, and he the grandson. All his sons and daughters that spread through the earth, God only love them. That sounds racist. You feel me? Because racism is in the Bible, man. And it always have been. That's why the Christian church, it became a job. The Catholic Church became a job to try to debunk these scriptures, man, and make it mean something that it don't. That's why we use the King James Version of the Bible, because it was the most accurate translation. We're going all the way to 7.
Come, sir. The God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob hath appeared unto thee. And the Lord said furthermore unto him, put now thine hand into thy bosom.
Mm-hmm. Put your hand in your shirt, yo.
And he put his hand into his bosom. And when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow.
Now, leprous as snow it don't get no clear point than that. His hand was white. And another thing about leprosy, it's unclean. In the Bible, leprosy, that's unclean. You feel me? That blonde hair, I don't want to say blue eyes, but blonde hair, and for sure the lack of melanin in your skin, you feel me, is uncleanliness to God, which is more racism. You feel me? Leprosy, that was not a good thing, him turning his hand to leprosy. That was bad. You feel me? That was not a good thing. That was a bad thing. He was showing him something. You feel me? Go ahead. We about to say what he's going to show him.
And slack it. And he said, put thine hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom, and behold, it was turned again as his other flesh.
Right, so if he put it in, it came out white. Put it back in, it came back to the regular flesh. So what you think his hand was? He was dark skinned. Moses was dark skinned. He wasn't that white guy on all the movies with the old long hair, old and white hair, and just looked like he a fossil. Salakia, that is not Moses. Moses was a black man. You feel me? A so-called Haitian today. If he walked the earth today, he would be a so-called Haitian. And the Most High, you know, he made his hand leprosy snow, which was bad because it's unclean. That's an unclean, disease, lepers. And he put it back in, it turned to the regular flesh. And that's color. Like the sister said, it shouldn't be about color and all. Yeah, man, it's always been about color. Always been about your nationality, man. That's why they try to destroy our nationality. And thanks because of the I.S.U.P.K. under Commander GEN.YAHANNA, we found it. Because what do we read in Colossians 1:26? The mysteries that's been hidden has been manifested to the saints. You feel me? And that's the whole point. But yeah, you can drop that and go to Acts 21:37. You will check it one time. I'm gonna try to get a laptop. That won't even be no issue after that.
So like it's Acts
21:37.
21:37. Come on, sir. The book of Acts, chapter 21, verse 37. And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, may I speak unto thee? Who said, canst thou speak Greek?
Right. So, him talking to the Greco-Roman soldiers, who speak Greek. You feel me? He get to talking to them. They like, how you could speak Greek? You feel me? You shouldn't be able to do that. And you know why? Based off his skin tone. You feel me? Off his skin color. He should not be able to speak Greek, man. Are we going all the way to 40?
Come. Verse 38. Art not thou that Egyptian?
They thought Paul was an Egyptian. He was so black because at this time, before the Arabs overran Egypt and all that, of course, the Africans were black. If you look at the people in Sudan, I think those are the real Egyptians today. They descend from the ones that had us in slavery and all that stuff. Because I think they fled into Sudan when they started getting overran by the Arabs and all that stuff. I think it really started with Alexander the Great, but I'm not 100% sure. It was one of them, either the Arabs or Alexander. When they start, taking over northern Africa, they fled into Sudan. And if you look up at some people in Sudan, you will see they very, very dark people, and they compared him to them, Paul.
Art not thou that Egyptian, which before these days made us an uproar, and led us out into the wilderness, 4,000 men that were murderers. Verse 39, but Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew of Tarsus.
Right, so he's like, I'm a Jew. You feel me? I'm an Israelite. You thought I was an Egyptian because I'm so dark. First, you feel me? And then I spoke Greek. That threw you off already. But he like, no, I'm a Jew.
A city in Sicilia, a citizen of no mean city, and I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto the people.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 40, and we had given him license. Paul stood on the stairs and beckoned with the hand unto the people.
Because he was in jail, so he wanted to just talk to the people. I forget why. I ain't gonna lie, I gotta go up in the chapter. I forget exactly why, but he wanted to talk to him. But the whole point of this is that they thought he was a Egyptian. You feel me? Everybody say Paul is white. Everybody talking about Paul is white. The Catholic Church, the Christian church, they love Paul. They love Paul. Then the more they love Christ. Because they think Paul done away with the law. The whole time Paul say, man, I'm a Jew. And he was black as night too.
And when he was there, was made a great silence. He spake unto them in the Hebrew tongue.
And he spoke in Hebrew. So he was a fluent man. You feel me? And that's tongues too. For all these Christians that had to be doing that, all that ain't tongues. Tongues is what he doing right now. He spoke in Greek to one group of people. Then he went and spoke Hebrew to another group of people. That's tongues. You feel me? And Paul was a black man. Color do matter. You feel me? Color do matter in the Bible. It's in there. You feel me? It's all through the Bible, color. You feel me? But because of this post-racial era, they want to make you think everybody is clear. They want you to think everybody in the Bible was clear. Like these people descendants ain't walking the earth right now. You feel me? They want you to think that all the Jews is gone. All the tribes of Israel is gone. Esau is gone. No, we are here. Esau is running this place into the ground. Matter of fact, he's running it into the next Third World War. That's what Esau doing. Damn, that's crazy. Now you can drop that and go to Romans 9:1. That is crazy. Damn, those things crazy.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 1. I say the truth in Christ. I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Spirit. Verse 2.
Go all the way to 14.
Come, sir. That I have great heaviness and continued sorrow in my heart.
Right. Because Christ, when you got to think about it like this. On the road to Damascus, Paul was not in the truth, man. That's when he found the truth. And he realized that he was doing a real bad thing being with them Pharisees. So he's kind of like, he mad about it. He's like, man, like he's sorry about what happened to Christ now. Because he done found the truth.
Verse 3. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren.
Right, for my brethren. Not for the whole world. He said he wished he could be accursed. So basically he's saying like what Christ went through, he wished he could have took on the burden. You feel me? For his brethren, like Christ did. Because Christ did it for his brothers and, the sisters too.
My kinsmen, according to the flesh.
Not the whole world. That's what I'm saying. Racism is in the Bible. This is one of the most famous men that the so-called religious world loves. They love Paul. And Paul just said, man, according to the flesh, my brethren, according to the flesh. Which means the ones that look like me, with like aren't that Egyptian? What did he just say? They thought he was an Egyptian. He was so black. But he said, no, I'm a Jew. And that's what he's talking about, the Jews, my brethren, according to the flesh. Go ahead.
Who are Israelites?
Who are Israelites? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. He's saying he wish he could have died for us. That's what Paul said. You feel me? Because of what Christ went through, and he found the truth and realized everything he was living was a lie, being a Pharisee.
To whom pertaineth the adoption.
Right, the adoption, because we had to be adopted back. Not everybody. We did, because we the ones was given the law and broke it. We was given a covenant and broke it. So we had to be adopted.
And the glory, and the covenants,
right,
and the giving of the law,
right,
the services of God,
right,
and the promises.
Right, the promises, which is to rule the kingdom, to rule earth forever. Had a little time with King David and Solomon, but we really ain't had this place yet for real. But it's coming. It's coming.
Verse 5. Whose are the fathers, and of whom concerning the flesh Christ came.
Mm-hmm. That's what Paul's saying. Paul's saying Christ only came for my brethren, according to the flesh, who are Israelites. That's what Paul's saying. Racism isn't. That sounds racist to me. It's a lot of people on this earth. And Paul's sitting there saying, man, Christ only came for my, man, look, all right. Y'all crazy out here, man. I'm telling you, man. Go to work, get your money, man. You feel me? If you happen to even live by one, like, okay. But y'all trying to be buddies and bring them into our family, man, that's evil. Y'all marrying them, having kids with them. It's just disgusting. Come on, man.
Who is over all, God bless forever, so be it. Not as
I like
though
how you said that.
not as though the word of God have taken none effect. For they are not all Israel which are of Israel.
Right. Ooh, go ahead.
Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children. But in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
Racism. Abraham had a lot of sons. You feel me? Abraham had a lot of sons. I think he had about 8. But out of all of them, Isaac was the one. You feel me? That's the one he took up on that mountain and was finna kill him. And then the angels came like, nah, we just trying to see was you with the shit. Excuse my language. We were just trying to see was you with it. Like, dang, we didn't know you was really going to do it. All right, Abraham. We rocking with Abraham. And Isaac, his son, shall our seed be called. So that's just like, okay, you could compare that to all these people. All these people around us, man. They not us, man. They not us. They don't get the covenant. They don't get nothing. Well, now some of them do, but the so-called white man don't get nothing. He the only one don't get nothing.
That is, which are the children of the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
These are not the children of God, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
Right, blacks. That is racism. That's racist as hell right there. Out of all these people on earth, he say just the ones that came out of Isaac. Isaac shall our seed be called. That is some racism. And only if we was taught this as a baby. You hear me? Now, we supposed to have been learning math, reading, writing, and all that. But it's supposed to have been a class. Well, this the last class of the day. You feel me? It's supposed to be a class every day where the kids is hearing all this stuff we talking about right now. You feel me? It's supposed to be a class. I'm talking about from preschool to 8th grade. I mean, to high school or whatever.
Verse 9. For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son.
Mm-hmm.
Not only this, but when Rebekah had conceived by one, even our father Isaac.
Right, so it just kept being one pick, basically. You know, Sarah had Isaac, then Rebekah had Jacob.
For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil,
Already was picked.
that the purpose of God according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth.
Man, look, we ain't got nothing to do with this. The Lord done this, man. The Lord made us the best. Ain't nothing we could do about that, man. You hit me? I'm just saying out there to the white people and all these Arabs and stuff. It's not our fault that we is the best. You feel me? Like the Lord picked us, man, and I'm gonna just say Barakatah while y'all was shy. He chose us to run this place, man. He ain't choose y'all to run this place, man. Y'all, we just messed up by not keeping the commandments. So y'all had y'all a little time, but it's gonna be like a blur. It's gonna be like it never happened. Think about Rome. Don't nobody remember Rome. We read about it. And that's exactly how this gonna be. We're gonna read about America. We're gonna read about Iran and all that stuff. And it's gonna be a blur. I'll go ahead.
Salakia, sir, in museums.
In museums. Yes, just like the caveman. Go to the museum, see the caveman, a dinosaur. I don't know too much about it, how real that is. But you go see some dinosaurs and stuff. But we don't remember it. And that's the Most High. That's the glory of the Most High, though. Because he could make us remember all that stuff, and that'd be like a terror. But we don't remember none of that stuff. Assyrian captivity. We don't remember the Trail of Tears. I'm a Gadite. I don't remember the Trail of Tears. But it happened. You feel me? And that's exactly how America gonna be. It happened, but we ain't gonna remember it. We're going to be living in our kingdom in glory. You go ahead.
It was said unto her, the elders shall serve the younger.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 13, as it is written.
Oh, and Esau came out first, so he was always supposed to be under us, be our servant. Esau was the so-called white man today.
Jacob have I loved.
Right.
But Esau have I hated.
Right, but Esau have I hated, because the Most High hated Esau. That's racist. This is the Most High God. He created Esau. And he hated him at the same time. He created him to hate him, man. To use him as a whipping stick. Feel me? When we get out of line. When we get out of line, we Roman captivity. You feel me? Greek captivity. the Amalekites killing us coming out of Egypt. You feel me? The American captivity, British, UK, the colonization of the West Indies, the Spain conquering Mexico and Cuba and South America and all that stuff, man. That's what he created Esau for. That's why he say he hate him, because he knew what he created him for. For when we got out of land, that's who was going to put us, you feel me, and make us search out for our God.
But Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid.
Look, I'm just happy to be a part of the squad. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just happy to be a part of the team. However it go, it go. It's up there and it's stuck there. You hear me, man? Also, I'm just saying, like, man, look, God said this, man. He say, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated, man. The elder shall serve the younger man. Ain't nothing I could do. Ain't nothing we could do about it. But we the saints, what it say, the teachers, prophets and teachers in Acts 13:1. That's what we always been. And we back doing it again because like Colossians 1:26 said. It said the mysteries was now back in the earth and made manifest to the saints. So yeah, you could drop that and go to Songs of Solomon 1 and 5.
Khan, the book of Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. I am black.
What?
I am black.
Wait, hold on. What you reading? This is the King James Version of the Bible. And it didn't say he was white. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Arab? Maybe? No. Only one group of people call themselves black. You feel me? And that's blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. I heard some Cubans one time talking. You feel me? And they was calling each other nigga. And not in a derogatory way, the same way we do. The same way black people do. The same way Native Indians do. I watched some Cubans do it, and it made me so happy. Because I'm like, they know who he is. Not the children of Israel and all that, but they know that we all family. You feel me? They know that. Otherwise, why would they even be doing that? I'm like, damn, that was crazy.
I am black, but comely.
But beautiful. I'm black, but beautiful. Because there's some other people out there that's dark skinned too, and they ain't too beautiful. You know? What that dictionary say? Ham, the youngest son of Noah, 900 some years before the flood, the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, if I'm not mistaken. You feel me? He said, I'm black and beautiful, man. That's racist too. That's some racist too.
O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Verse 6. Look not upon me because I'm black.
Now this is the king, man. This is the king of Israel, Solomon, one of the wisest kings of all time. Christ come out of the seed of Solomon. Christ was Solomon in reincarnation. And he said, I'm black and beautiful, man. And look up not upon me because I'm black.
Because the sun hath looked upon me.
Mm-hmm.
My mother's children were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards. But mine own vineyard have I not kept.
Right, we could drop it right there. We just bringing out how Solomon said. Solomon said some racist stuff. That was racist what Solomon said. I love it though. Because it ain't nothing wrong with racism. The racism, it's just because when we hear racism, we think of water hoses. You feel me? We think of dogs getting sick on us from marching for civil rights. Having to fight for civil rights. Being denied stuff because of your skin complexion. That's what we think of when we think of racism. But racism is really not bad. But that's why I say the blacks, Spanish Native Indians have to rule again. And we'll show them that racism ain't bad. It's going to be great for the other nations too. They're going to see that, man. We're going to stay over here in China. We ain't going to go over there to Jerusalem and try to sell no dog. You feel me? And call it Kung Pao chicken. I'm just saying. Real talk. But yeah, you could drop that and go to John 4:22.
Khan, the book of John, chapter 4, verse 22. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews.
Is of who?
Of the Jews.
Salvation, the thing everybody's seeking. You feel me? Everybody's seeking salvation and, you know, and the love of the Most High and Christ and and all this and all that. But it's no point because, and this is in the New Testament. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on. But the Catholic Church and the Christian Church definitely gonna burn for this. Because this is in the New Testament. So how the hell don't Christians even know this? I'll go ahead.
So like I said, if I could, it's in red too.
It's in red. You know what that means. Get it back in blood. It's written in red because Christ said it. Salvation is of the Jews. So Christ said, man, it's not for everybody. It's just for the Jews. Racism is in the Bible. It is in the New Testament. You feel me? Racism. Loving your own people. That's what racism is. It's you preferring your own people. And that's what Christ just said. Salvation is of the Jews. And that's what that little girl didn't understand. She kept talking about some color. You shouldn't be treated like this because of cut. Man, look, man. They doing this because they know we the Israelites. But they using the lower class white people that they got some other agenda. You feel me? They not populating as much. All type of other stuff they got. But the people that's high up in society know that we the Israelites, man. We the Jews. So you could drop that, go to Psalms 147 and 19.
Khan, the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob.
Unto Jacob. Here we go with Jacob again. This Jacob cat must have been that nigga. He must have been the man because he getting all the blessings. They don't say nothing about Moab, the Chinese, or Ammon, the Japanese. They keep talking about Jacob. The Bible keep talking about Jacob.
And his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Unto Israel. And you know Jacob's name was changed to Israel. That's just not narcissistic. It showed his what it say? It showed his word to Jacob and the statutes of judgment unto Israel. Like, dang, that's the same person. But no, it's when it's talking about Israel, it's talking about his seed that grew out of him, which is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Verse 20. He had not dealt so with any nation.
That's racist. That's racist, man. But y'all say we living in a post-racial era. Why? Why do we need to live in a post-racial era? Because what, y'all want everybody to join together? You know, somebody gonna have to be at the bottom. If we join together with, let's say we all move to India, like Will Smith did. Well, he ain't moved there, but he over there trying to get help. Because that woman he got is a monster. But I'm just saying, though, if we all move to India and join with the East Indians, somebody gonna have to be at the bottom. We move to China, somebody got to be at the bottom. We move to Africa, a lot of people gonna get ate. But at the ones they don't eat, you're gonna have to be at the bottom. You're not gonna go be at the top. We gotta build our own society. Matter of fact, the Most High Christ gonna do it for us. Because leave it up to us, man. Look, we'll choose the garlic. What they said, the cucumbers. They chose cucumbers over the kingdom of heaven. Black people did that in the wilderness when we came out of Egypt. We chose cucumbers over the kingdom.
He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
Right, they have not known them. That's why these other nations, they could sin and do all that stuff and nothing happen. But when we do it, it just terror come upon us. Because they weren't given the law anyway. That's why they can eat shrimp, crab, lobster, cats, dogs. They could do all that stuff, man. And they prospering over there in China. You feel me? Africans prospering over there, eating all that nasty stuff and doing all them rituals. But as soon as we do it, we got cocaine flooding the neighborhood. You feel me? We locked up in prison more than it was slaves on a plantation. There's more black men and Hispanic men in prison than there was slaves on a plantation. Because we keep thinking we could do what they doing and get away with it. The Most High, the Lord ain't gonna let us get away with it, man. We gonna suffer, and that's the reason why we suffer. Like, it's that simple. It's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's that simple. It's just because we don't want to keep the commandments, man. We want to do what everybody else doing, and it's what we always done. It's what we always done. It ain't like it's new. We always done this. You feel me? Like real talks from the beginning, from Jacob, all the Israelites, his first sons that he had, the 12, from them all the way to their sons on down to us right now. We always did not want to serve the Lord, and we always wanted to fall off and start doing our own thing. And we got punished for it. And that's what we're going through right now. So you could drop that and go to you go to Matthew 10 and 16.
Matthew 10, verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of the wolves.
Right, now this Christ, that's what he's saying, man. He's sending us out like this. He's talking about the prophets. You feel me? Them going out there to teach this truth. It's the same thing what we doing now, man. We in the midst of wolves, man. And that ain't even just talking about white people. That's talking about our own people. You feel me? What the scriptures say in the book of John, I think it's the 8th chapter, you are your father the devil. You feel me? When he talking about these wolves that he sent us out, he talking about our own people, man. That's going to snake us. You feel me? They're going to snake us and do all type of conniving stuff, not want to take us serious, not want to listen to us, man. To try to take advantage of what we bring and what we offer and stuff like that. Like, I remember we was out, I gave a sister the business card. You feel me? Like, yeah, we teach the truth while the band, get up with us, contact us. She could have just been humble and put it in her purse. She threw it on the ground. Like, that meant something, like that made her a better person or something. Like, it made her a better person. Like, no, I'm throwing it on the ground. Like, all right, cool. The kingdom of heaven just got locked. You feel me? Your interest just got locked. You hear me? You don't even know that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Sheep, they sent us as sheep in the midst of wolves. We going out to teach them the truth, to get them, you feel me, the laws and commandments, man. Get them their God back. You feel me? And they don't even want it. They don't want it at all.
Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
Right. Wise as a serpent. Like, you got to be slick. You hear me? You got to be slick, but you got to be harmless at the same time, because we not living in a time where you can, like, enforce the law. That ain't the same thing like the prophets that he sent out. They was in Rome and Greece and all that. They couldn't enforce the law. All they could do is go and teach it and be as slick as doing it as possible. You feel me? Just like we got to do. We can't enforce the law. All we can do is go ahead and teach it to you and tell you the truth. And whether you like it or not, if you ain't feeling it, well, throw the business cards on the ground. Throw the flyers on the ground. And that's on you. You feel me? It's off blood off my hands. You feel me? The blood off my hands, I did what I was supposed to do. And that's to try to get you back to your God. You feel me? That's looking and waiting on us so he can destroy this place. But, like I said, he sent us in the, go ahead and read that. Just read the top part.
Come. Verse 16, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Mm-hmm. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
Right, he said to us, we sheep. Have you ever seen some sheep? We was at the lamb slaughter, man, that was crazy. That's what the Lord compared us to. Them lamb, if you just Google a YouTube video of lamb, or sheep and on a farm, and you see it, the Lord compared us to that, man, that's crazy, man. They helpless. They helpless, and they following and doing whatever they want to do. I mean, doing whatever, whatever the guy would tell them to do.
And it's lucky, if I could say, it was so heavy because you said you kept seeing all our faces on the sheep.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm looking at the sheep and how they move, like they just helpless. And like they anything like if a bear or a wolf came in, man, they eat all of them up. And that's exactly what's happening with black people. Feel me? We getting ate up by these other nations, man. Because we just sheep in the midst of wolves, man. So you could drop that and go to Isaiah 42 and 22.
Come, the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
Mm-hmm. Now, who you think that's talking about? You think that's talking about the so-called white man? The Jewish man? The Africans? Like, who do people think these people are in this book that you don't think is racist? The Bible is racist. If you really knew it, but it wasn't made for you to know it. It was made for the saints, the prophets, which are in the I.S.U.P.K.
They are all of them snared and hold.
Right, trap. That's a trap. And that's what we are. We trapped, man, in this place with all these philosophies and all this stuff, man.
And they are hid in prison houses.
Right, man. What we just say, 2 million black Hispanic men in prison. That's more than it was slaves, man. It was less slaves in the 1500s, man, than it is black men, Hispanic men in prison.
They are for prey, and none delivereth.
Right. We're prey. Like we was talking about with the lamb, the sheep among wolves. We're prey. And we don't have nobody to save us, just like the sheep don't. They don't have nobody. They don't have nobody to save them. They don't attack. You feel me? They're made to be slaughtered. And because we don't have our God on our side, that's how we is out here in this place, man, called America. This wilderness.
For a spoil, and none saith restore.
Right, spoil, which means to destroy, man. Right, we destroy with these philosophies, man. Black people, Hispanic people, thinking it's a post-racial era, man. You gotta be kidding me, man. There ain't no post-racial era. We just want to keep loving these people and they don't love us back. That's like the sheep trying to love the wolf. It's just not gonna happen, man. You're gonna get ate up every time. Or you might find that one wolf that ain't hungry that day. So they might help you pump your gas. You hear me? They might give you a job. What? No, I'm just saying, that's exactly what it is, man. You find that one wolf and ain't hungry, you think they all ain't hungry. Then you look up, your son getting choked in the bathroom, like we was reading in the article about a white dude getting called racial slurs. But that's what we are. We are people robbed and spoiled. So you could drop that and go to Genesis 15 and 13.
The book of Genesis chapter 15, verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs.
Now this is prophecy. Abraham, that's where we came from. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And it was a prophecy to Abraham that, like, look, this when he was Abram. This before he was Abraham. Before he even, became the righteous man that he was. This when he was just Abram. This when he was still worshiping stars like his fathers and stuff. This was before he was really on the Most High side 100%. That's why he still had that same name, Abram, instead of Abraham. And he was saying, like, they telling him what's going to happen. You feel me? If you take this covenant I'm about to give you, your children is going, what did it say?
Know for a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs.
Right. Because that's what it was going to take, man. That's what it was going to take for us to finally get in our kingdom. You feel me? We didn't want to keep the law. We went in slavery in Egypt. A stranger in a land that's not theirs. We don't want to keep the law. We in slavery in Rome, in Greece, Assyria. You feel me? We're a stranger. Israel is our land. We a stranger and over there. We a stranger in America. We still getting racially profiled. We built this country. We still getting racially profiled. And the Most High prophesied this to Abram. You feel me? Abraham. He prophesied this to him. He said, your seed is going to be a stranger in a land that's not theirs.
And shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
Right. And that's what all we ever done was serve. Who is this Bible talking about? That's all you got to do. They say you're going to serve some people 400. The Jewish man ain't served nobody 400 years. Who they served for 400 years? Who the white Jewish man served for 400 years? They went into them gas chambers like punks. You feel me? That's all that happened. They went into some gas chambers. They Hitler came and tried to exterminate them out of his country. That ain't one no 400 years. What, was you 30? 3 years. 3 years. 3 years. That ain't 400. You feel me? And 400 is not even talking about exactly. It's talking about a long period of time. And that's exactly what's been happening to us. For a long period of time, we have served another group of people. We have been strangers in a land that's not ours. Feel me? This is talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. This was prophesied to Abram that was going to happen to his seed because the Most High knew we weren't going to do right. But he told Abram, like, look, if you want to take this covenant, this is what's gonna happen. Because they're not gonna do what I want them to do. I know it's gonna take a long period of time before they get right. It's gonna take a long period of time, but at the end, they gonna run it. At the end, they gonna run it. So you could drop that last scripture, go to Judah 16 and 17 in the Apocrypha.
Khan, the book of Judith, chapter 16, verse 17. Woe to the nations that rise up against my kindred.
Right. Woe, old English word for destruction. Some of destruction, death, famine, all that. To these nations. That's racism. It's racism. They come up against my kindred.
The Lord Almighty will take vengeance of them in the day of judgment, in putting fire and worms in their flesh.
Right. Now, this is the craziest thing about it. This is how you know this is a prophecy about nuclear war. Because it said fire. You feel me? That's nuclear war. That's nuclear bombs being dropped, tanks and stuff like that. Back then, they didn't have, they had swords and arrows and stuff. You feel me? They weren't dropping bombs. You feel me? But that's what's going to happen, though. Bombs is going to be dropped because the Most High is racist. And he mad about what they did to us, man. They took it too far. They took it too far. You go ahead.
And they shall feel them and weep forever.
Right, yeah. They're going to weep, yeah, for sure. They're going to have history books and all type of coliseums about the death and destruction the Most High going to do to these other nations, man. It's going to be history books stretched out as long as this table about all the murder and all the people that died. You feel me? But I'm going to pass the class over to Precinct Officer 50 Hard Mark. Read the security announcement.
Khan, sir. Read the security announcements. We have I.S.U.P.K. started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother sister. When a new brother sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. Another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, the commandment, Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10. A tenth in the Hebrew, 10% of every penny the Lord gives you. Priest fund, free will offering, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, we'll get further clarification on that. We'll do a courtesy salute to the teacher. Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shabbat, Class, listen.
Sign cry.